Hello everyone and welcome to Set Up and Display for Booths. I'm Bethany. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I'm going to talk a little bit about setting up in a booth, a basic table. And if you have a bigger event, then you will just expand this into multiple tables. So first of all, I always like to point out that you may need more time to set up than you think. You don't know how far you have to park. You may not know where exactly it's at. So just allow plenty of time to get there set up and get everything ready to go before the event, because you don't want to be setting up while people are shopping, because you should be spending your time talking to the customers. The first thing that I think is very important is that I like to put my books in chronological order, meaning by age. So I put my babies in one section, the baby books, and then the preschool books in another section, and then I'll put the older elementary school books in another section. This way, if you have someone looking for a specific age, especially if you have a bigger booth, you're not going from table to table. But even if you only have one table, you're focusing on one part of the table. It may be that you've got 2 or 3 people at your booth shopping, so somebody could be looking at the baby books and say, hey, I'll be right with you, there are my baby books. So then you can come back to them. So that way, everybody sees what's going on. Plus, a lot of people think we only have baby books. This is not a baby book. So again, shows people that we go all the way up to middle school with our books. So that's a great way to, utilize our tables. I also like to use lots of dimension and height and depth with my books and my display. One of my favorite pieces that you can get for $10 on Order Pro is this multi-purpose display. It's made out of cardboard, very lightweight, but it displays the books so nicely. You can see the titles. It's great for That's Not My Books. It's great for the beginning nonfiction books. But as you can see, I've got all different types of books in there. I like to set books up. If you are doing a consignment booth, you can stack your extras underneath, and it also gives more height, so I can have my extra nibble books underneath there to give some height. And then I also like to find little treasures out there. This is from the dollar section at Target. You can check there, or the dollar store, or Target. I love things that can be multi-purpose, meaning if I was doing a consignment booth, I could have multiple either versions of this book, or I can have different of the series books in here. So that's wonderful. Or take these out, turn it upside down, and I can set up my book and make it a riser to give you more space and dimension. So there's that one. I also like to lean books up onto other ones, especially these little floppy books. This one here I also got at the dollar section at Target for $3, and I can have it up like this, or I can turn it over and put books inside. If you are going to be working a booth where you have a holiday that's upcoming, I think it's great to have something to remind people, hey, books make great presents, especially for upcoming events. I put this little Easter basket in a couple of my booths and would fill it up with books, and to show people that we have some amazing gift ideas for them. In the summertime, I like to do little sand buckets or the big tubs that you would play with out in the yard, just as a reminder, hey, summer's coming up, and what great idea to have some books for your kids for the summer. And I just really like to have items that not only are decorative, but really serve a purpose. So the most important part of your display should be your U-Band box that came with your kit, because what better way to talk about us, Form Books and More. So let's say you're talking to somebody who's interested in joining. You can say, you know what, this is what our books come in. There's a box. You can either have 10 books for $125 or $75 for 10 books. And that way you can talk about what Usborne is all about. I love, because I have a question a lot when people ask me, do you take all these books everywhere when I'm doing a big consignment booth? No, I have this wonderful one box that I can take to do a home party with order slips and my catalog, and just show the people in the home party my favorite books. Other things that I like to have in my booth, I love to have cloth tablecloths because I feel like they're very professional. They don't blow away very easily if you're outdoors, and I love to have them go all the way to the floor so I can store stuff underneath, even if it's my purse or snacks, or even books that I can fill in once I sell them. This one in particular I got on Amazon for about $16. It actually fits a 6-foot table perfectly, so I really like those. There are ones that you can get in the back office on Order Pro under supplies, green and purple. Those are $12 each. They were not available when I first started my booth, so I have black ones. I also like to have these little tiny clipboards, or I should say mini clipboards, if I'm doing door prizes for people to fill out. That way, if you've got multiple people filling them out at once, plus these don't take up a lot of space on your table, especially if you only have one table. I got these at Walmart. And then the other thing you can do, which I think is very important, is have a larger clipboard. I have a fancy one that I got as a gift, but to take people's information from a booth. That way, if they're giving you their information, they're interested, they will tell you whether they want to shop, whether they have a school that they're interested, or doing a fundraiser, or they'd love to host a party, or join your team. So there's all sorts of little places for notes. Like, for instance, this Holly needs a red car. So when our red car comes back in stock, I'll be giving Holly a call to get her replacement on her red car. And I love to make notes about potential recruits or hostesses, what ages their kids are, what their interest is, how they felt about the books, or just anything that helps me remind myself when I do my follow-up. Other little things that you could have for your booth, which is not necessary, I like to have little bookmarks to promote reading. I've got the Read Out Loud Today and the color bookmarks. Those are fun to have. And then depending on the booth and booth rules, you can also hand out stickers. I think this is a great marketing idea when you give a sticker to a little child and they're walking around the event and other people can say, oh, look, they have Usborne Books and More. So, and it also makes the kids feel special and remember your booth. If you are doing an order-only booth, you definitely need to have your order forms. Make sure you're getting their name, information, phone number, and then very, very important, you need to, because you are probably doing a direct ship, you will charge them $6 for their order, because you're not going to charge them the 8% that you would normally charge like on a home party, because you're going to ship directly to them. Otherwise, you're going to have to eat that cost. So I like to point that out. And then, of course, you're going to need your catalog. Now, what if you are doing an order-only booth? Can you sell your books? Absolutely! If this is your kit, you can sell these books if you want to. And, you know, that's just getting your books in people's hands, and then you just reorder them when you get home on the money that they used to purchase them. And so I think that's a great way to get people excited about your books. If you sell out of all your books, then you can just take orders. And let people know that, you know, hey, I sold out of all my books, but let's pull up the catalog and find some great books for your child. Lastly, I love to have busy books or the wind-up books in booths because it really captures people's attention. I have had, of course, baby tinies all the way up to 80, 90-year-olds that are just drawn to the booth because of our books and how they are so interactive. So I will sit here and go through and wind up or pull back so people will see, and it draws them in. And that's so important because otherwise if you're just standing here doing nothing, they're just going to keep walking by. But you're standing here, you're smiling, and you're showing them the busy book, then that's going to draw them in. And it's so funny, the more people are attracted to booths and the more people you get in your booth, then the more people will come and see you. So it's kind of like a fly to a light. One will go and another one will go, and it's kind of contagious. So I highly recommend that you invest in a busy book or a wind-up book. I think the busy books are a little bit easier to use to get people to come to your booth. So I think you guys are going to be awesome, and get out there and get into booths and talk to people, and it's really all about the relationship that you are going to get build with the people that you're meeting in your community. It's great for booking, it's great for recruiting, and it's great for you just to get out there and remind yourself how excited people get about these booths. So good luck and happy reading.